Hello there. I am Gitte Madelager and I'm the host of the channel Energetic Leadership. I'm also here to disrupt how you think about leadership because the old leadership model is dead and you have probably noticed already. You might have noticed also that the world has changed. That's a lot of things are falling apart and new ways of doing leadership is on the rise. The title of the episode today is Stop Performing, Start Leading. I'm Gitte Madelager and I'm the host here, but I'm also the author of the book Energetic Leadership, which I've got right here in front of me. And I'm also the creator of the Energetic Leadership model. If you want to find out more about the model, please check some of the other episodes where I go deep into how the model is. But today it's different. Today the episode is with the title Stop Performing, Start Leading. So let's get started. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be really, really honest with yourself. When was the last time you walked into a leadership room, a meeting, where you were 100% yourself? Did it take a long time to find the answer? Or did it come to you promptly? Sometimes we know it intuitively. Sometimes we have to think. And as my old boss said, when we have to think too long, then maybe it is because we're trying to look for the answer. Or maybe we're trying to find a way by thinking, by finding the answer. So today we're going to talk about three things. Stop performing, start leading. So why? Why is it that we have to stop performing and start leading? The second thing is how? How are we going to do that? And the last thing is where and when are we going to do it? To sort of unleash all this potential. So why is it? Why is it that we have to stop performing and start leading? Because you might think, I am performing a really good leadership. I am achieving what I want. I am creating the results that I want. But maybe there's something that is not quite well. Either you are having some issues with yourself. Maybe you have some illnesses. Maybe you have some people or customers, employees who are not quite satisfied with the way things are going. Or maybe it's just yourself who are not really feeling connected with it. Like questioning yourself. Is this what it's all about? Is this my life? Am I happy? Do I really feel joy? Am I looking forward to what's going to happen next week, tomorrow, in 2 months, in this same role? So the reason why we need to try and look at why we have to stop performing and become more a person who is leading, is that we have a huge potential, a huge human potential, all of us. And this potential, we are not releasing. We are not using it. We are trying to push ourselves or push the car by constantly putting the foot on the accelerator or the speeder. We're not understanding well enough how we can use the clutch that was in the old days, how we can go from one to another, perform and reflect, perform and reflect, and mix it all together. So the reason why we have to look into why we need to move from performance leadership to what we could call also authentic leadership, I call it energetic leadership. And I do that because to put the focus on that our leadership needs to be with an energy awareness. Awareness of what energy is, awareness of our consciousness, and from there, we will find how to be authentic. You could also say that we are authentic already. Yes, performance leadership is very authentic, yes, but in that frame of only using a very small amount of our potential. So in order to make a more authentic, a more healthy, a more true leadership, you need to find a way of embodying your energy. And we have been raised, our culture has been teaching us how to do things, our systems, our societies, our parents, even we're doing it. I've been doing it with my 3 boys, doing the same thing, not realizing how huge potential I'm not seeing. I haven't seen. I see it now. We are the seers, but from a totally different, you could say, focal point than you normally would think about leadership. Leadership as a seer from deep within. So, energy is physics, it's vibrations. So, performing a leadership is felt by others. So, others can feel, can sense if their leadership is performed. Whereas if it's just leadership from within, then it connects automatically, authentically with others. Whereas a performing leadership, which is a lower energy frequency, will not necessarily connect in the frequency. But it will do because we also have leaders who have power. We have fear of being made redundant or whatever could happen. So these are other dynamics that we can add on to why is it that the performing leadership is working, some would say, because it is running on fear. Whereas a leadership, energetic leadership, is not running on fear. It is running on your true energy. And that vibrates also. And that will give you fellowship in a much more natural sense. So that's why we're doing it. Focusing on stop performing, start leading. We have a huge potential that we are not using. And in a world with polar crisis, we need all the potential, all the creativity we can. The other reason, or not other reason, but the second theme for today was, how is it that we're going to do that? And the second thing is, we can do that by first of all understanding that we have everything we need within us. You have all the competences. Now I'm talking not necessarily about technical ones, but human ones, leadership ones in a human sense. So you have all the things you need. You just need to relearn them. We were born with it. We were born being both rational and intuitive. And over the years, we have forgotten. We've been told to put aside the intuitive part of us. Now we're realizing in a fast-paced AI, very high technological world that we actually need our intuitive part. Not because of the technology, but because it makes sense for us. We become more joyful, we become healthier, and we are able to tap into our intuition. And from there, we will grab hold of our potential that we can unleash, release into society, into whatever we are doing. So we have everything, but we have also to work with ourselves. When we are doing this, we are liberating ourselves. So you can look at yourself as if you could use the picture with the computer, and you have started some programs on the computer. But some of them, you have not been able to work out how to do that. So the computer is not really running very well. It is running slowly. It's like the operating system is not really working. Have you maybe still too many photos or files or documents as a metaphor for all our traumas, our ways of thinking that, I have all these problems, issues, whatever. We have to release all these mental blockages. When we are able to do that, our computer, internal computer, will start running faster. faster, maybe it's not quite the word, but more at ease. And then it will be considered as fast because you will be able to take decisions in a completely different way. You don't have to go up into your head and think about it. It will come naturally because you are combining your knowledge, your rational knowledge, all that you know, with the intuitive power. What is it that you would like the decision to be, or the choice to be, or this is good for me, no, this is not good for me. So this is where you could say sometimes, even now that I'm talking quite slowly, not because I don't know what to say, but it's also a way of calming you to listen, to open up not just your ears, but to make your whole body listen. For some people, it will be really challenging. They would say, okay, this is too slow, too stressful for me, I have to have it. Because stop performing, start leading is also about a calm and quiet nervous system and immune system. And we do not realize that. We think we are doing okay, but we are all in some kind of alarm. Some have had burnout, some are in the middle of a burnout, some are stressed in other ways with lots of diseases, illnesses, or we have habits of using all kinds of drugs. It can be food, cigarettes, alcohol, work, sugar, you name it, we've got it. But to just be calm and be able to have the time and also the courage to tidy up in your so-called internal computer. That will help you get more space. So, to be just yourself is really, really crucial. So you are able to walk into a room. Yes, of course, we know we have to be prepared. You have to know your stuff. But sometimes we don't have to know it so that we can sort of know everything by word. Because when we feel safe and when we are also prepared, we know our stuff and we are in a psychological, safe environment, then it will help. But even if this psychological environment is not what we could call safe, you are still able to perform or to lead without performing. If you are truly honest with your leadership, where you have combined your soul to your physical body and you have quiet your mind. Then you as a physical human being here on earth have integrated, have embodied your soul, your true guidance. And then you are able to make all the actions, use all your rational knowledge, all the educations you have and all your experience you've had. And by having the connection to your soul, it will become much more easy. Your stepping stones will be right in front of you. You know when to pull back. You know when to say yes. It's practice. So the third thing today is how crucial it is to practice. And what is it you're going to practice? How do you practice moving from performing leadership to true energetic leadership? First of all, you start to be curious. Just curious about yourself, about the environment, about what you see in the world. And you start prioritizing what is more important than the other. Then you start be curious about yourself. You look inside. And the first advice I always give is that you become still. That's why I'm talking so slowly. That's why I'm pausing, because it's a way of calming you and making not just you calm, but also your body to reflect, to send you signals, send you frequency. So really, I'm talking not to your brain, but to your body. So it's embodying, finally, he or she is taking a break, just relaxing for a bit. Now I will tell him or her what I need. So maybe you will get some impulse, signals, signs from your body. That will make you maybe go back again to this state of mind, state of being, state of I call it the soul's energy, sitting in your soul energy. You're present just for a little second. And that's enough to make that shift in you. Oh, that was nice. I need to go back. I need to find that connection again because it did something. So by looking in, you are becoming more aware of your energy, of your consciousness. You're becoming more present, and you will start to want more. And then you are opening up your potential. And the last thing you will do when you are being curious, prioritizing, being more present and having more consciousness, then you will feel the urge to act. You will have the courage to act, maybe in a totally different way than you've been able to do it before. And it doesn't matter whether it's your private life or in your professional life. And you will inspire your team, and suddenly you will create maybe a project in a totally different way. You will make your customer journeys in a different way, where you will make sure that all touch points are also taking into account both rational knowledge but also the intuitive part of it. Whether you are a customer, whether it's for the customer or whether it's for your employees. So energetic leadership is very strategic. It's very personal, but it's also hard business. And the best thing is that it makes you more happy. You become unstoppable. You might shift your whole life to something totally different. Why did I spend 10 years doing this? Okay, yeah, well, that was part of it. Now you feel the urge to do something completely different. So stop performing, start leading is what the future would like you to do. But it's also, I'm sure, what you would like to do yourself. And it might also be what others would like you to do. We all have to do it. None of us have been taught how to do this. So we're all, you could say, in the same boat. Just like with AI, we all have to learn new skills. But the funny thing is with this is that we were born with our intuitive power, but it has been locked up in the pressure cooker. And the only one who can unlock it is you. So don't blame anyone else. Take responsibility and unlock your potential. It's huge. So, lots of training, yes. So be patient, be good to yourself, lots of self-care. So if this in any way resonated with you or made you think, that's what it's all about. Energy moves people. If we're open, if our hearts are open. So, if you would like to follow the channel, then do subscribe and you will get noticed when the next episode is up and running. In the show notes, I put how you can work with me and also what kind of services I have apart from the book, keynotes, workshops online, and also one-to-one mentorship. And you can find everything on energeticleadership.eu. Until next time, go and lead with energy. Stop performing. Thank you.